Hi and welcome to Legal Bits and Bytes. I'm going to try the video thing again with a few alterations. I've moved to a brighter spot in my house. However, that does mean that there are young ones moving about. I'm using my Mac camera. I'll be using YouTube, and finally, I'm doing this in one take. So I'm going to have to deal with the interruptions and see how they go, because before it took too many takes and it just took too much time. So let's move forward and see how it goes. First things first, Big Brother is watching. I said it before, I'll say it again, it's just getting worse. According to Tim Wu, from his article on Slate from January 16th, has AT&T lost its mind? As he reports, AT&T has announced plans to monitor all internet traffic in order to locate file-to-file sharing that violates copyright laws. AT&T is a huge provider, and this is awfully Orwellian, as Tim Wu notes. Now, Big Brother's watching, Big Brother's listening. If this is not 1984, I'm not sure what is. We're entering the realm of constant government and private corporations that cooperate with government that monitor our every move. Speaking of which, I just recently came back from a visit to Disney World, and while there, in order to gain access to the lovely Wonder Park, I had to provide a fingerprint. That's right, my fingerprint was scanned prior to walking into the park, and I considered putting up a fuss, but you know what? I wanted to get in there with my kids, so I didn't. So now Disney has my fingerprint on file. Granted, it's not matched up with my name. However, I think that could be pretty easily done should they ever decide to cooperate with the government. Fortunately, I committed no felonies while there, at least that I'm aware of. Moving on, the next thing, work-life balance. There were two very interesting articles this week on work-life balance. First was a New York Times article from, says January 28th. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is that not Monday? But in any event, a January 28th article called Who's Cuddly Now? It has a section that states, in the last 2 decades, as working schedules became flexible, and even accounting firms of all places embraced the mantra of work-life balance, at least on paper, there was one unbending, tradition-bound profession, the law. Now, I've said that before in many of my posts about work-life balance. The law is one of the holdouts. It's one of the last ones that are willing to change, that are willing to accommodate workers, that are willing to make some accommodations to allow people to work in ways that are not typical FaceTime situations. Now, and it indicates that law firms are starting to make a change. Another article also from today called Balancing Act, Women Manage to Live and Lawyer in America from New York Lawyer follows up on this theme. It talks about one lawyer who worked in a law firm much as I did, had children, got pregnant, had kids much as I did, and moved on much as I did. Now, she organized her own firm, and as she explained in the article, she puts in more hours now than she did at her former firm, but she can control the way that she did it in a way that she couldn't before, and it's empowering. I hear you, sister. And then she says, most importantly, she's infinitely happier now. She has a 2-year-old and a 3-month-old, and if she wants to take the afternoon off to run errands, nobody blinks. The beauty of it is I'm in control of my own schedule, she says. Hallelujah, sister, I hear you. It makes a huge difference when you feel as if you are in control of your schedule and that you're not constantly criticized for leaving for something that some might think is a worthless reason, when, in fact, depending on your value system, it's extremely important. Children and family are extremely important, and you can work around them and still put in the hours. And finally, last but not least, I'm wondering if any of my readers out there watch Law & Order. If you watch Law & Order Criminal Intent, as I did last night, did you notice the new theme song? Unbelievably 1980s Rod Stewart-like. I'm not sure what they were thinking. They're usually quite tasteful. I've included a video below this one of the new theme song. I'd love to hear your comments. I think it's unbelievably cheesy, although the show itself is still pretty interesting to me. All right, signing out. Hope you enjoyed this new bit. Now go forth and bill.